Hey guys, so I want to talk a little more in detail about tech and how I got started on tech and why it's been such a motivational thing for me for the past 20 years. And originally I got on tech with, this wasn't the first thing, it was Polar was the second, but the first one was a Cat Eye HB100 that I put on my bike, and you wore a chest strap and everything, the data would just saved on that little cycle computer, and then I took that data and put it into a log and started analyzing that. And this was way before Excel. Actually, there was just Lotus 123 back then, and you could kind of do your own thing with your data and start keeping record. Now, I did that for a little while and kept that log going for years, and then I ended up getting the Polar S710, which was their original model, one of their original models that started putting data onto your computer, and that was with a regular little PC. They didn't have, it wasn't compatible with Apple computers back then. Back then, Apples were that big, like old-fashioned looking TV. And so, well, even the computers were these huge monitors. And you guys might remember that. Anyway, so I got into the tech more from the athletic standpoint. I really knew that tech was motivational to me. Tech would make a difference. If I could see the numbers with my heart rate, see which heart rate zones I'm working out in, see how my training's going, see how well I do with my time and my distance and everything, that I could adjust things and make sure I'm staying on top of my diet, staying on top of my rest, staying on top of my stretching and my water intake. All of that stuff would factor in. Now it's evolved to the point where you can actually track all that data, put all that data onto an app, onto your platform, and then it syncs, and this will tell you what your sleeping is, tell you what how well you're sleeping, what your heart rate variability is. It does an orthostatic test, a fitness test. And even back then, but even more so now, it uses AI to give you a VO2 max. And your VO2 max, you know, a long time ago would only be done in a lab because they had to be testing your oxygen and knowing how much that they would use the oxygen and go with whatever carbon dioxide. They had a formula and a machine that really hooked you up to that. And I've taken one of those VO2 max machines because and done it on it was a stair stepper, I believe, or a treadmill. But you literally go all out until you collapse and they catch you. And you've probably seen that on TV and different things where they've done that. My friend worked at the physiology lab at USC at the time, and he was a doctor from Canada coming down here for some graduate research projects that he was on. So anyway, that is how I started with tech and how I became an early adopter. Things evolved. I started using it more and more with my cycling, with the spinning classes or indoor cycling classes. I used it more and more on my different cycles. And then when I started getting into doing long distance cycling and doing my century rides every month and doing long distance rides on the other weekends and stuff like that, in addition to my mountain bike rides, I started getting more longitudinal data and working with that. Now, I'm not an athlete. I'm not going to compete. I'm just using this for motivation, and it'll tell me, am I staying productive? Am I detraining? And it gives you all these pointers and reminders and tips, and it's getting acclimated to that world where we're integrating with tech and we're using tech to keep us on track. And I think that's the overall picture that we want you to understand. And when I get into my other website and to my other YouTube channel that I'll be launching pretty soon, it's going to be focused on embracing tech and utilizing the tech that we have now, the free tech, the subscription tech, and different ways you can use this to better your health and make sure you're going to live a longer life and a healthier life and a more productive life. So thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. I know this is kind of a little bit out there for people that have just been watching me, go down the mountain on my mountain bikes or talking about mountain bike parts, but I've been using tech the whole time. I've been using all these different mountain bikes and mountain bike parts and gravel bikes and tires. I've got some tires out there right now that I'm going to put on my gravel bike. I love that stuff, but I also love the tech. So thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up.